I'm thirsty. I'm a little parched. Just a tad bit parched. I like Milo's famous sweet tea. So I'm a little parched. Got a cup. So just pour me some tea if y'all don't mind. Just a little bit before I get started. Just a little bit. Just a little sweet tea. You know, just a little sweet tea. Pat T, I appreciate that, baby. I appreciate that. All right, so check it. In case you just woke up somewhere, in case you wasn't on my social media, my Twitter yesterday or whatever, I was on my little hiatus of being away, you know, just doing my thing. I told y'all folks, like, man, I'm just gonna take me a little social media break. I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. I told y'all that. I told everybody that. I ain't gonna do nothing, all right? Minding my own business, okay? And I'll be honest with y'all, okay? If you haven't, you probably want to go to either Raise Take Twitter or Raise Take Instagram and get caught up before you even get ready to listen to what I'm about to say, okay? You might want to go do that first so you'll understand why we're here. Then you'll understand why I'm back. I guess I should say that, because I'm about to be gone again. At least, you know, get take another break, okay? But y'all want to know what triggered me? I gotta be honest with y'all, as I'm always honest with y'all, okay? I'm always honest with y'all. What triggered me was this right here, okay? I'm not saying this because me and Fred are cool, okay? I'm not saying this because of that at all. I'm saying that because right is right, wrong is wrong. I've always stood on that, all right? Right is right, wrong is wrong, okay? Fred Curley had an incident in Florida at Grand Slam, okay? Right. Okay. The incident that Fred Curley had at Grand Slam was pushed out as a narrative. The narrative that was pushed out was not the right narrative, meaning it wasn't the facts, it wasn't factual, it wasn't true, okay? The narrative that was pushed out about Fred Curley was Fred Curley walked up to Alicia Johnson and punched her in her face, okay? This happened in April, right? This happened in April, right? April. Since then, since this whole thing came out, how many times have y'all heard about the other 3 people in the fight? Go ahead, I'm being honest. Since this happened, how many times have y'all heard about the other 3 people that was in the fight? Or have the only thing that you've heard is Fred Curley punched Lele. Fred Curley punched Alicia Johnson. That's all you've heard. I know that's all you've heard because that's all you've tweeted and talked about. That's all the headlines said. Fred Curley, domestic violence against his ex-girlfriend, which was Alicia Johnson. That's all you heard. What you didn't hear was Fred Curley assaulting anybody. Okay? What you didn't hear was Fred Curley fighting the whole dude that was there. Okay? And what you still haven't heard is Fred Curley having a fight with a whole dude down there. There was 4 people in it. Nobody has came out with that part. So what happens to Fred? Fred loses a contract with Grand Slam. I guess it didn't matter. He lost a contract with Grand Slam because Grand Slam ain't got no money no way. So it don't matter. But what did happen was that allegation went everywhere. Went to every news outlet, everything. Fred Curley, U.S. Olympic Fred Curley, domestic violence against ex-girlfriend. Why didn't it say Fred Curley assaulting people? That's what I want to know. Why didn't the headline or anything say Fred Curley was assaulting people? Because that's technically what it was. It was a fight. Now, what's even crazier is this right here, okay? There's two police there's two police audios out, right? There's an audio from when Lele called the police, and there's an audio from the actual front desk person when they called the police. Those audios don't even match up. The audios don't match up at all, okay? The audio from what I would call the bystander, the audio from what one could call the eyewitness, which was the person on the phone that worked at the hotel, the audio said it's about 4 people fighting. Well, that's odd. That's extremely odd. So the eyewitness who's there watching it, who also called the police, says there's about 4 people, and on the audio they said, hold on, they counted, and they said it's about 4 people fighting. So I'm trying to understand how it's about 4 people fighting, but all that's being said is Fred, a domestic violence, walked up and punched Lele in the face. We've yet to hear about the boyfriend that was in the fight or the boyfriend's name. Yet to hear about that, okay? We'll just start with that one. Everything. He got nothing. Shoe companies don't want to give him no contract. Meat promoters don't want to let him in no track meets. None of that, right? Stay with me though, okay? Because I'm telling y'all what triggered me. This is what triggered me. And it ain't just because of Fred, because I'm going to get y'all all the way in, all right? So let me make sure I understand this correctly. Fred Curley gets into a group fight, but it's called domestic violence. Now watch this right here. Fred Curley didn't even go to jail for domestic violence. Fred Curley went to jail for not wanting to cooperate. They took Fred to jail because Fred didn't want to talk. He used that you have the right to remain silent. So he executed that right and said, I'm not talking nothing until I talk to my attorney. Now, anytime you execute that right, guess what's going to happen? They're going to take you to jail, no matter what. They're going to take you to jail. But he said, I ain't talking until I get with my lawyer, okay? That's why he went to jail. He didn't go to jail for domestic violence, but that's what got put out there, right? Now let's fast forward. Let's fast forward. And then we're going to understand why I got triggered, okay? So now we have video of assault. Video. Not he say, she say. Not audio. We got straight video of assault. We got video of a man doing everything he can to walk away from the situation. We have video of a man doing everything he can to walk away from a situation. We also have video of the aggressor and the attacker saying lies. As in the lie was, well, he abused me too. Well, wait a minute. The video that we're watching him walk away from you and ain't remotely tried to. But you just told the police officer, as they're escorting you in handcuffs, you just told the police officer that he assaulted and abused you. That's the first lie. And it's on video. That's the crazy part about it. The lie is on video, Okay. So then we get to the back seat of the car. All right. We get to the back seat of the car, and this is also on video. I have in my phone videos of him domestically abusing me in Florida. Can I press charges on him? There's video of this being said in the back of a police car. There's video. Big deal. You don't believe it? I hate to promote him, but I got to. If you don't believe it, go look at Mr. 100K. He got all the videos up. She was in the back seat of the police car accusing Coleman of not only assaulting her in the airport, which the video says is a lie, but then also said, I want to press charges on him. How do I press charges on him? Because he's domestically assaulting me. So how coincidental is it now that you're going to jail, you want to run and pull that card? You go backwards. And you also said that he did it in the airport. So let me make sure I get this straight again. Okay? Fred Curley lost contracts and everything because of what Lele said. Okay? We seen the lies. We saw the lies. We're hearing the lies. And the next fucking day it's promoted as a Nike knew everything. I'm triggered now. At that point, I'm triggered now. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me make sure I eloquently understand what the fuck I'm looking at. Like, let me make sure I understand this correctly. And this ain't even just about Fred. It's about men in general. It's about, watch this right here. Deshaun Watson. I can't say he did it. I can't say he did it. But what happened? A woman said he did. We can't prove it. Ain't no video. He lost everything. Because these women said this is what he did. And he lost everything. Lele said this is what he did. And Fred pretty much lost everything. And then somebody anonymous sent in a fake email about him taking dope and drugs with his girlfriend. And this is what they're saying. So basically, a woman's words weigh more than your own eyes when it comes to the same situation. I'm gonna say this shit again because it's really fucked up that it's been going on like this forever. A woman's words are more factual than the shit we see with our own goddamn eyes and hear with our own ears. We saw the pushing. Cool is just pushing, all right? To me, I'm not the person, I'm not blowing up the pushing. Like, okay, it's some pushing, all right? But at the end of the day, the rules is rules. Rules are rules. Like, y'all say that this is what DV or the assault is called. So pushing is pushing, whether it's first, second, third, fourth degree, all right? That's cool. But at the same token, you don't treat them the same. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Fred Curley immediately is kicked out of Grand Slam. But before he even go through booking, he's kicked out of Grand Slam. Like, they ain't even waste no time. And we saw nothing. We saw nothing. Guilty, kicked out. Okay. Two companies don't even want to mess with me. Promoters don't even want to mess with me. Okay. We see the video, we see everything, and not even before it can even settle. Listen to what I'm saying. Before it can even settle, like he got a whole promo. So here's how I'm looking at it. Okay, this is how we're gonna do this. Okay. This is how we're gonna play these games. Okay. Well, watch this then. I'm triggered now. So that's why I put those tweets out. Okay, well, watch this. You ain't heard from Marvin Bracy because Marvin Bracy been serving a provisional suspension. How do Ray Edwards know he been serving provisional suspension? Because Ray Edwards been serving the same provisional suspension as he's been on. Why is Ray Edwards serving the same provisional suspension? I don't know, because Ray Edwards was aiding and abetting. So I guess I do know. How was Ray Edwards aiding and abetting? Well, I'm happy that y'all asked me that question. One could really say, it's been built up in me since my career. Okay, one could really say that. One could really say a lot of my frustration now is finally coming out because of how I was treated during my career with the politics, with the drugs. And it's not like it's a secret anymore that the people that was taking drugs, because the people that I knew was taking drugs, we're 20 years removed, it's pretty much all came out. So that's why I'm like, But now watch this. The whole time I'm running, I'm knowing they taking drugs. I'm knowing the reason why you don't want to give me the lane or me the money is because I can't run what they running because I'm not doing what they doing, and I don't want to go to the Diddy party with y'all. So since I don't want to go to the Diddy party with y'all, you gonna backball me. You gonna put me to the side. You gonna tell me I ain't even good enough for relays and this shit like this. Come on, they're doing it for you. So because we don't want to go to the Diddy party, this is the treatment that we get. Okay, so maybe all that did, finally, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So here's how it all went down. It's no secret. When I first started Rage Take or whatever, and we had a little incident, me and people, you know what I'm saying? I dropped some screenshots. I deleted them, but I dropped them, okay? Here's what happened, people. When I was talking to Marv, I never once said, you should or you shouldn't. What I was doing was listening as a friend, okay? Now here I am listening as a friend to a friend of mine give me the same, now watch this, I'm gonna even say I was wrong for doing it. But at that moment, all I heard was a friend having the same complaints I had about, goddamn, I know he ain't that much faster than me. Goddamn, I'm doing everything I can the right way. And these people keep getting new contracts, keep getting good lanes, get everything, and they ain't doing it the right way. So as a friend, I'm listening to this. I'll never forget the day because I was outside washing my car with him on my, what's the name? And I stopped washing my car. At that moment, I had a decision. I said, you know what, Marv? I'm finna give you the doctor. That was my mistake. But I'm gonna tell y'all like what happened. I said, Marv, I'm gonna give you the doctor phone number. What you do with it is on you. You wanna level the playing field, however you wanna do it, what you do is on you, but here go the number. I said, here go the doctor that allegedly they've been using. Why? Shit, this the motherfucking doctor been telling me. So here you go. Boop. There's the doctor phone number. All right? I'm out of it at that point. But they call that aiding and abetting, which it is aiding and abetting. All right? I'm out of it at that point. Okay? Doctor comes tell me later on, probably about 2-3 months later, I'm working with your boy. I say, who? They say Marv. I said, oh, that was that. Okay. Then let's get to the Marvin. Let's get to the how Marv got popped part, right? So allegedly, the doctor says, I told Marv not to tell Dennis that we're working together. Now, why would the doctor tell Marv not to tell Dennis that we're working together? Okay. I'm thirsty, y'all. I'm thirsty. Kind of parched. Okay. So then, actually, Marv says, okay, I'm not going to tell Dennis I'm working with you. Here's what Marv does do, though. And you can't blame Marv for it. Okay? You can't blame Marv for it. Marv gets, you know, Marv gets whatever it is, you know, and then, to my knowledge, what I'm being told, y'all can start calling me. Call my lawyer. I told y'all, call my lawyer. Don't call me no more. I told y'all that this morning. Call my attorney. From here on, call my attorney. Marv goes to his coach to confide and say, hey, man, I have some stuff done. I probably can't do this today in the workout. Okay. Dennis does the right thing and reports it to USADA. USADA does the right thing. They go test Marv. Marv fails the test. Here we are. Now we're here. Okay? There you go. You don't have to question it. You don't have to say, well, what Ray's saying or Ray's saying this. No, are you saying? No. Here's exactly what I'm saying. And here's exactly what I said. Is Ray saying Sprint, whatever their thing is, everybody on dope? They didn't say that. That ain't what I said at all. That's what, you know, people on the Twitter now saying. That's why I'm here to clear that up. I didn't say that. All I spoke on was why I am serving a provisional suspension. Here's why I'm serving a provisional suspension. I'm serving a provisional suspension because I gave Marvin Bracy a phone number. Marvin Bracy is serving provisional suspension because of what Marvin Bracy did. Okay? That's it. Now, you say it like this. What y'all are not allowed to do is start to point the fingers at any athletes. Can't do that. Okay? Can't do that. What I mean by you can't do that is you can't go off the assumption now of, well, MJ must be dirty. No, she's not. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? Like, why would anybody, well, I mean, I know why you would say that, but you can't say that based off the information that I gave y'all. You can't say MJ dirty. Watch this. You can't even say Shakira dirty. Can't. You can't say Kenny dirty. You can't say nobody in that camp is dirty. You can't. All you can say is Marv confided in Dennis. Why did he confide in Dennis? Because he thought Dennis would understand. take it from there and do whatever you want to do with that. But that's it. That's it. And while we on the topic, let's make sure that we overstand something with, because people are now starting to question Melissa. Y'all do know that Melissa won a USA Championship before she even stepped foot in Orlando. Y'all do know she had already ran 10 seats before she stepped foot in Orlando. You don't know that, and I'm going to tell you why you don't know that. You don't know that because Melissa Jefferson is just a pure soul. You don't know that because Melissa Jefferson is a do-right girl. You don't know that because Melissa Jefferson is just the perfect what you want your daughter to be. That's why you don't know that. You don't know about the fact that her father is alive because she literally was the perfect match as a donor. You don't know that. They ain't telling you that story. You don't know none of that. You don't know all of Melissa's accolades before she even touched the surface down there. You don't know none of that. Why? Because she's too good of a person. That's why you don't know that. You don't know none of that because she's a great human being. They don't want to promote that. They don't want that. They don't want to promote that. I'm going to say it again. They don't want to promote that. And if you think I'm fucking lying, go look at Nike's website right now. Don't go, because the proof is in the fucking pudding. Nothing I'm saying should be going over anybody's head. You can't even see Melissa's accolades. Why? Because she's doing everything with a smile. She ain't causing no drama. She ain't in no airports. She ain't snatching out no wigs. She ain't doing none of that shit. That's why you don't know about all her good stuff. But let's flip it. You see what I'm saying? So now watch this. Now watch what's going to happen now. Now people are going to take what they've been doing. They're going to take the information that I gave about me and Marv and start saying stupid shit like, I should have known Melissa. What? Huh? How? How? You really got to tell, I understand now. Now it's like somebody tweeted. All out the blue, she running fast. Oh, you sound ignorant because you know she already ran them same times before and she already won the USA. This is actually her second USA championship. So second USA championship. So why are we? Oh, because she's just a nice person. So we can't promote that. We're sorry. We know that you're a loving wife. We know that you have a supportive husband. We know that you have a great household. We know you came from a great household. We know what you did for your father. We know all of that. We know about how you won in Coastal Carolina. We know about when you first won USA. We know about all of that, but we're not going to tell them about it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, direct opposite. We're going to put that shit in your face. I'm so confused now. I'm playing stupid, but I'm so confused. So you don't want to promote, put my feet up for this one. Put my feet up for this one. So you don't want to promote the woman who had accolades before she even touched Orlando. Went to Orlando and fine-tuned them. Why was she able to fine-tune them? Possibly because she was beating them by her damn self. When she won USA's the first time, she was beating them then. So then when her coach from Coastal Carolina gets offered a job at USC, she got two choices now. Go to California, after I just got my contract and I can't, it's a lot of high living, or I got to find another camp. One of the two. She was left with no option. Okay? Now, watch this. Melissa's a great athlete. In her mind, she knew if I go down there and train with them, I can only get better. And it worked. It worked. You're seeing how it worked. If I go train next to the Katie White, if I go train next to the teacher, if I go train next to Shakira, if I go train next to, I'll get better. Not with. Listen to what I'm saying again. If I go train next to, not train with, I'll get better. And that's what y'all are seeing. Y'all are seeing a natural progression of how it should be. Okay? So don't even go in that whole mode of that whole camp dirty. That whole camp ain't dirty. I can say that. That's the one thing I ain't saying at all. Don't go into the whole, man, Kenny, man, that dude Kenny ran 19.4 in junior college, 5 or whatever in junior college. So you can't go in that direction because these people were already running fast before they got down there. There you go. So here's all I can tell y'all, okay? Because I knew how y'all was gonna run with this. I knew how y'all was gonna do it. I knew how y'all was gonna take it because it's what you do. It's what you do. You take 1-2 tweets, and by the time those 1-2 tweets get retweeted, turned around, spit up, sit down, it ain't even the same thing no more. I have not been on record saying anybody down there took anything. I ain't been on record saying none of that. I ain't been on record saying Dennis gave nobody nothing. I ain't did that. I ain't been on record saying Dennis, I ain't none of that. I've been on record stating what happened to me and how it happened. The rest of the shit y'all putting together, put that shit together yourself. However you want to spin it, trip it, flip it, rub it up, put it down. You do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever. But what you can't do is say, Ray said that. No, Ray didn't say shit. Ray didn't say shit. What Ray said was, Ray is serving a provisional suspension. Here's why Ray is serving a provisional suspension. Ray is serving a provisional suspension because Ray gave Marv a phone number. That's aiding and abetting. What Marv did was on his own decision-making process. Marv went and talked to Dennis. That's why we're here. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now you can do your own trying to read between the lines and shit like that and figure out and find out who did what, how to who that. Hey, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'll say it again. All Ray spoke on was why Ray is on a provisional and how Ray got to this provisional. And the reason why I was triggered to tell y'all about my provision and to tell y'all about why is because at some fucking point, this shit got to stop. And what I mean by got to stop is for decades. When I say for decades, good athletes have been punished while bad athletes have been praised. Y'all really think Ben Johnson was stupid enough to take that shit the day before a race? Okay. I'll say it again. For centuries, and what I mean by centuries, for literal, not centuries, decades. For decades, this shit's been going on. Okay? Listen, because I'm seeing y'all comments and shit like that. I'm seeing y'all comments. I'm going to say it again. Keep these athletes out of it. Keep your attention where I keep telling you to put it at. I'm going to say it again. Keep your attention where I keep saying you need to put it at. Don't mention Kayla White. Don't mention Melissa. Don't mention Courtney Lindsay. Don't mention none of these people. Put your attention where it's supposed to fucking be at. Period. Stop trying to play the guessing game because you ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. So stop trying to play the guessing game. Just be patient. Just like Cat Williams say, all this shit gonna be revealed. Just be patient. Just be patient. Stop going out here today, man, this athlete, I should have known because ain't nobody said that shit. Ain't nobody said that. Keep the attention where I said it needs to be at. On the situation that I just said, which is I'm serving a provisional. Here's why I'm serving a provisional. And here's how I got here. Period. Leave it at that. Don't be going at the athletes somehow. I knew I should. No, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. And I'm here to tell y'all right here, right now. None of y'all got a fucking clue. And I'm going to say it just like that. You don't have a clue. So stop trying to guess. Stop trying to figure it out. Just let it all unfold the way it's going to unfold. Leave it at that. Don't be trying to stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to, because guess what? Good athletes, clean athletes can run fast. They can. Also, watch this. It's only a 1%. It's like the real world. It's like the real Illuminati. All these athletes ain't even on this shit. Watch this right here. Watch what I'm about to tell y'all. Majority of that camp, well, I'm gonna go with more than majority. Almost that whole camp didn't even know this shit until I told them yesterday. That's how, because they not even in the 1%. It's only 1%. The rest of the athletes, they're doing it the right way. They're working hard. They're training hard. They're taking care of their bodies. They're doing everything they're supposed to be doing. It's only 1% that ain't doing it right. And it's been that way. It's been that way since the beginning of the time. It's only 1%. It ain't everybody. It ain't the whole camps. It ain't all the coaches. It ain't goddamn all the agents. It ain't all the shoe companies. It ain't all of them. It's only 1%. Stop trying to blow the lid off of everybody. Stop trying to do guilty by association and shit like that, because that shit don't fly like that. It don't fly like that because they're not associated. They just happen to be in the same area. They have no association with it. I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you what I do know. And what I do know is I got a meeting at 1 o'clock. So I got to wrap this up. What I do know is there's some shady people in track and field. They were shady when I ran. They were shady before I ran. They were shady after I ran. And they're still shady right now. There you go. There you go. Okay? I'll leave it with this right here. When actual failed test gets less time than whereabouts, We got a problem. They should have left my people alone. And that's just that. Now, here's what I'm allowed to do. Here's what I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to do this right here. I'm allowed to get on my live. I'm allowed to speak my truths. I'm allowed to say what I want to say, express how I want to feel. It's called a platform, right? Ain't it? Ain't it? It's called a platform, right? And to my knowledge, this might not be no gigantic platform. I might not be no superstar. But I was always told, if you got a platform, you should use it. Well, I'm using it. Now, we're talking track and field. I don't think you got a bigger voice in track and field than me. So if I'm using my platform to let y'all know about this the shit that's really going on. I'm using my platform to say, hey man, leave them athletes alone. They ain't got nothing to do with that. That's me using my platform the way it's supposed to be used. If I'm using my platform to say, hey, check it out, man, this is the situation I'm going in, and I have the right to do that. Now watch this right here. Could I potentially be risking my own actual suspension from the sport? Possibly. Possibly. The reason why I say possibly is because I'm on provisional, right? Right? So technically, when you're on a provisional, you're not supposed to say anything until they say something, okay? And I know they're gonna watch this video, but it is what it is at this point. Because again, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I have this thing called, well, I have a couple of them called attorneys, all right? When they sent me the provisional paperwork, here's what Ray Edwards always does. I don't give a damn if it's an email from fucking a weight company. I don't understand the language in these contracts. I don't understand the language in this paperwork. So I can't sign it without my attorney, okay? Here's what happens. And I guess they just gonna be mad at me whenever you saw it. When they send out that paperwork to you athletes, y'all don't have y'all attorneys read it. Because if you had your attorney read it, there's some shit in those provisional agreements that's one-sided. Literally one-sided. And when you sign that shit, you just put everything on one side, okay? And here's why I'm telling y'all that, all right? In that provisional thing they sent me that my lawyer caught, which is why I'm here on this video, it was said that they could talk about this, but I couldn't. It was said that they could release the information, but I couldn't. Well, why can't I release the information that's dealing with me? I got a podcast, I got a platform. Why can't I talk about it? So guess what? My lawyer goes right back to him. Ray has no problem with cooperating. Ray has no problem with even serving the provisional. But me and Ray both have a problem with y'all being able to talk about it and Ray not being able to talk about it. That's a problem. We have a problem with y'all being able to talk about Ray's provisional suspension, but Ray can't talk about his provisional suspension. Reword that. Okay, cool. You can talk about it. I can talk about it. I just chose to talk about it now. Why I chose to talk about it now? Because you took too damn long to talk about it. There you go. Mm-hmm. Now, let's make sure I explain this one more time so y'all understand. We are provisionally suspended right now. The actual suspension has not been handed down yet. But we both are serving provisional suspensions right now. Okay? That's all it is. I'm on my meeting. Like I keep saying, don't call me. I'm past the calling me part. I'm way past the calling me part. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm past the calling me part. I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? I'm past the calling me part because the year is 2025. I've been dealing with this shit for 20 years. Literally, 20 years. It was the first year I made my first, well, technically my second world championship team, 2005. I've been dealing with this bullshit in this sport for 20 years. And it ain't got no better. All I'm seeing is the same shit I keep seeing. To make it look like the job is being done, good athletes are being punished. To make it look like the job is being done, good athletes are being sacrificed. To make it look like the job is being done, good athletes' livelihood is being destroyed. All to make it look like somebody doing their job. But meanwhile, riddle to me this. When the last time they actually popped somebody for an actual drug? I'm gonna let y'all ponder on that. I'm going to my meeting.